So, over my time, my life, I realized more often than not I've been around a lot of energy vampires. And a lot of people don't really understand what an energy vampire is. Not because they've never come in contact with one, but energy vampires are really good at gaslighting to make you think that you're in the wrong when really they are the ones who just don't want to take no for an answer, want you to waste your energy on them so they could keep sucking out because they get a kick out of it. And they don't like when you figure them out. Now, it does seem like an energy vampire and a narcissist are the same thing. I would say all energy vampires are narcissists. Not all narcissists are energy vampires. Because narcissism comes in a lot of different flavors, right? But energy vampire is a specific type of narcissist. Now, I've had a lot of contact with them. And it wasn't until I figured out what they were that I figured out how to deal with them. Because being around both narcissists and vampires in my childhood and onward, you're around enough narcissists that believe their own BS that you actually think that you're the jerk. And then the bubble shatters and you get validation from areas of your life like actual true friends. And then you realize I've been gaslit a lot of the time. And you get a lot of rage and frustration because of all the time you lost. But a sense of calmness because you know you weren't in the wrong. That could also come with rage. But you understand that you were not a bad person. You were setting boundaries, and both narcissists and energy vampires can't stand that. But an energy vampire, let me give you a good example, because this person was both an energy and financial vampire. I roomed with this person, and every month they would waste their money on stuff they did not need and expect me to pay the other half. I was like 19, 20 years old at the time, lacking experience in life, and still thinking that everything was my fault, which made me a prime suspect, prime target for these energy vampires. Sorry, that's my Xbox. But I remember when these vampires would come into my life because they would say, oh, I need this, this, this. And I would give them an exact argument as to why they should be financially responsible adults. Everything went in one ear and out the other. And I would think that I was crazy. I thought that I was in the wrong for wanting my roommate to pay their fair share of the rent, when now I could look at my past self and hate him. I forgive him, but I'm like, past self, what did you do? But I didn't really know. I came across one when I was working at a carpentry place down the line, and I actually outhandled this situation. Because this person just wanted to come in and start insulting me, and I thought it was just the thing, but it just turns out that no matter how witty of an insult, he got a satisfaction from me paying attention to him. Maybe he was starved from attention as a child and just wants the attention. Okay. And, but I didn't give him a reaction anymore because I just started ignoring him. And it got so bad because he didn't have his energy source. He tried fighting my boss. He got fired that day. Insubordination followed by a absolute fit. And then they made an example out of him in front of the whole company. It was very humiliating for him. And I could just feel bad because what would you put someone through to make them act like that? At the same time, I realized we've all been through things, and I don't use my issues as an excuse to hurt people. In fact, I like to use my platform here on this website so that if anyone comes across and can relate to what I'm saying, I could give back a little bit, pay it forward. Maybe some young kid could get the blessing of this knowledge before he takes off in life and he doesn't make the same mistakes I do. But when you're surrounded by narcissists and energy vampires and you're not aware of who they are, and then you become aware of who they are, it's a game changer. I got my peace back. I got my energy back. I got myself back because I had gotten drained by so many of these things. I kind of felt like that kid in From Dusk Till Dawn, the one that got mauled by like 5 or 6 vampires at the end. He was the last person to die, and he got it worse than anybody else. He got eaten alive. But that was kind of me before I figured out the vampires. And the thing about energy vampires is they're very similar to the vampires you see in fiction. Like if you watch Lost Boys, you'll notice that the head vampire they invite into his home, and he has a reflection, the holy water, the garlic, none of it works on him. And then when he comes in uninvited at the end, just like his boys who ended up getting vanquished because they forced their way into the house and they were able to use their weaponry against him. That's when they were able to defeat him and get him to reveal himself, is because he wasn't invited in this time. And every time you give your energy to an energy vampire, it's like if you were to be giving your blood on a dish to a normal vampire. Every interaction you have is energy, my guy. Everything you've got, every interaction. Like right now, I have a coworker who talks a lot. You ask him to stop talking, he will throw a fit. If you entertain him, he'll continue to talk over you and continue to wear you down. And if you try to make him aware of the fact that he talks over people, he'll gaslight you into thinking that you're in the wrong for asking for normal conversational respect. So you got to choose between yourself and the energy vampire. And I chose myself. And the number one way is you got to just not even give them energy. Don't even acknowledge them. Why do you not acknowledge them? Because at the end of the day, an energy vampire is nothing but a child. Just like a narcissist is nothing but a child. The worst thing you can do to a narcissist is, once you catch on to the games they're playing, make every move that goes against the game they're playing and watch them spiral. An energy vampire is a different kind of narcissist, because if you cut off the energy altogether, you cut off the attention, you cut off all that stuff, they will get very upset. Because don't give them the energy. In fact, sometimes I give other people, normal people, energy in front of them and starve them of what they're looking for. That's simple. And it will be like the sunlight on the vampire. It'll make them explode. It'll make them not be able to handle it. because you are giving them their life force. You ever see Danny Phantom, where they have that ghost that's posing as a therapist and it feeds off of people's misery? And then when they don't get it, they start to get older. It's almost like that. Don't give them your energy. Just don't even acknowledge them. You have to treat them like children. And allow them to cause the damage around them. Just get out of the radius of that damage. Because when they don't get their fix, they will spiral. When they don't get their fix, they'll point the finger at everyone but them. Because you got to remember, vampires don't have souls. And they want yours. So they're going to drain it via energy. But that's what I got to say. So, if you know someone like this, who just wants your attention, doesn't matter how many times you repeat yourself or give them a logical answer, it goes in one ear and out the other, and they continue to grind you down with the repeated answer, thinking it's going to give them a normal response, like the response that they want. Just stop trying to convince them. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what it is. This isn't really a one-size-fits-all thing, but for the most part, genuinely speaking, best thing you could do. Because they will lose their source of power. Peace out.